All right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, all good. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Hey.
I'm over here. Okay. Thank you.
You made it.
I did.
You made
You
it.
did too.
All right. How are we feeling?
So good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You look beautiful.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
gorgeous.
Thank
We're all
you.
set up to go. So take a big deep breath. Shake off any nerves. I've given Minh the lowdown that, you know, it's obviously just us. So relax.
Okay.
If you want to hold hands, if you want to put your flowers down and hold hands like the whole way through, you can do that because that might be more comfortable, but it's up to you.
I think I'll do that.
Yeah,
You wanna
so
do
just
that?
face
Yeah.
them toward the camera
If
so that
that's
they look
okay.
beautiful,
Okay.
and then you guys can come in a bit closer. Just don't
I
crowd
might
me
take the
out.
veil off too. I think it might.
Yeah, well, it might let itself off.
There's a pin in. There you go. There you go. Okay. We're just gonna.
You might be able to pass it. Do one of you guys want to just grab the veil?
Matt, I'll trade you for the vows.
That's a good plan. I like that. All right. All right. Are you ready to do this thing?
Yes.
Yeah?
Lock it in.
All
Lock it
right.
in.
Are you ready, James? We're all set up? All good. All right. Mary and Minh, welcome to your wedding day. It might seem a little bit surreal standing here on top of a mountain of all places, but allow yourselves to really let this sink in, because today you become husband and wife. Thankfully, here in Aotearoa, we are lucky enough to have the freedom to escape into the mountains. And not just that, despite the world being so closed off, today you're joined by this small group of friends that are so close to you. And the wonder of technology means that those abroad are still able to be with us in the moment via the wonder of live stream. So give them a wave, go on. Hi guys. Before we do continue, however, you would like to specifically acknowledge some immediate family members. So that is Mary's parents, Ellen and Ron, and the Hood family back in the United States. And of course, Minh's parents, Hong and Jeffrey, at home in Australia. I'm sure that they are all raising a glass in your honor on the other side of that live stream. But anyway, back to you, Mary and Minh, because today you are here to make the commitment of a lifetime, and that is certainly not something to be considered lightly. Yet as you stand here and you look at one another, there is no doubt, I'm sure, that as you take this next step in your lives together, you do it without hesitation. Hand in hand, you are strong, confident, capable, but most of all, incredibly happy and madly in love. Those feelings, they are the result of so many experiences and shared growth as you have come together over the past few years. And so as much as today is about this very serious lifelong commitment you are making, also allow yourselves to celebrate. Celebrate everything that has brought you here, everything that you are in this moment, and everything that you have to look forward to in the rest of your lives together. If you can keep your sight on all of the wonderful things that are worth celebrating in this incredible life that you share, you will no doubt be able to accomplish anything that you set your sights on. Consider for a moment just how far you have already come from the first day that you met in Marlborough. Given the circumstances around your meeting, it shouldn't have come entirely as a surprise that you would get along. After all, you were both attending the Marlborough Wine Festival, you both work in the wine industry, and thanks to that industry and its hemisphere hopping, you had a score of mutual friends before swiping your way into one another's lives. Despite a successful first meet, having been captured by one another's bright smiles and personalities on that leisurely walk at Ben Morven, it wasn't until some time later at a local Friday night feast that you bumped into one another and your story really began. As Minh mentioned, had you not run into one another that night, your lives may have been very different indeed. Thankfully though, you did come together that night, and given one another another chance, you jumped at the opportunity to get to know one another. Bravely, very early on, you opted to take a week off together and explore the South Island. For many new relationships, the close quarters and the hours spent on the road would be nothing short of torturous. But for the two of you, that road trip provided the perfect environment to discover just how well your individual personalities gelled together. To this day, long drives are something that you love, so long as Minh gets to drive. The sense of exploration, the time for Mary's crafts, and of course those endless chats as you're on the road. Beyond that, being in the confined space of a camper for that week, you also discovered how effortlessly you enjoyed one another's company, and you also built a respect for one another. Mary quickly saw how willing you were to match her on so many levels. Splitting up tasks, giving everything a go, and going out of your way to make every moment that little bit more memorable. In turn, Minh was blown away by the overwhelming sense of happiness that he had when you were around. Not only was every moment fun, but you accepted him for who he was. Another ongoing and important aspect of this relationship you have is, of course, your enduring ability to appreciate one another for nothing more than being absolutely and unapologetically yourselves. That first trip paved the way for the adventures to follow. With each other by your side, you have put wind in your sails and ridden every high and low as it has come your way. When one of you is down, the other one gets you back up. And you've proven time and time again that you are capable of great things. You've traveled to the States and to Australia, met one another's family, and been welcomed with open arms. You've sailed the seas, ventured vineyards, hiked the hills, and mountain biked all of the places. Minh has trekked through the rain with everything but the kitchen sink in his pack, just to surprise you with wine and pancakes. He's pushed you to try new things and admired your strength and perseverance, like that time that he took you sailing for the first time. And he has been there by your side to support you as you've gotten into racing. In return, Mary has introduced you to a whole new world of board games. She has always embraced you for who you are and given you confidence to be the best man that you can possibly be. And despite her obvious love for the cats in her life, I think that today she is showing you that you are officially number one. Beyond any of those memories or experiences, you have made this relationship something truly special simply by bringing your two individual personalities to the table to make one seriously formidable unit. In your own ways, you've learnt to bring an extra level of happiness to each and every day. It's Minh breathing joy into every day with his contagious energy every time that you're welcoming one another home, and his morning spice cat routine that wakes you up with a smile on your face. And Mary, on the other hand, has inspired you with her selflessness. Life shines in a whole new light when it's shared with her goofy, bubbly personality. Together, you nurture life through your love for plants and the great outdoors, and you truly channel so much positivity into almost everything that you do. What I'm getting at with this, and I'm sure that your witnesses here today would agree, is that the two of you have done so much for one another and made so many incredible memories. Really, I could go on and on. It's almost impossible to comprehend the extent to which you have impacted one another's lives. And although you're getting married today, you already have everything that's required for a happy and successful marriage. So with that in mind, I'd like you to take another big, deep breath of this incredible mountain air. And when you're ready, please look to one another and read your vows. So Minh, would you do the honor of reading your vows first, all right? Brave enough to hold the mic, do you think?
Oh, I love you. Good boy. Got this.
Mary Michelle Playstead. Rabbit, rabbit.
Oh, no! He wins. That's it. That's all I
Every time I say those words to you, it reminds me of how lucky I am to have you by my side. In the beginning, I took a chance on you. I was rolling the dice. A friend once said, you either go big or you go home. So here we are. I've gone big by following my heart, and I've really been home ever since. However, Mary, my home is now with you, and wherever you go, there I'll be.
Before I play.
I promise to encourage you to always be yourself, and to lift you up when you're feeling poopy. I'll be there when you're sick, and I'll always be in your heart when you're away. I will be a goober when you're a goober, and also a goober when you're not. And despite all of this playfulness, I will not take your love for granted. You always say, make good choices. Well, today, my choice is you. As it has always been since we've met. You can now lock me in, Mary, my bestest friend for life.
Awesome, mate.
Thank you.
All right, Mary,
Oh, God.
when you're ready.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to top those.
I'm just gonna. Classy.
All right. Are you brave enough to hold the microphone?
Yeah,
do you think?
I'm
All
just
right.
gonna unwrap this a little bit, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
I'll fold
There's
it.
an art to it.
Yeah,
On
origami.
a windy
a little
mountain
bit.
type. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Min. Pull over this hard. There you are. I vow to give you a hug and kiss when you come home from work every day. I vow to hold your hand when we go on walks. I vow to be your #1 co-pilot on road trips. I vow to support you. I vow to keep your chin lifted if you ever have a down day. I vow to crack your back when you ask. I vow to work on my manners. I vow to always be the best teammate for you. When I think about you, I can't help but have a smile across my face. You carry an amazing sense of peace, which is incredibly grounding. I know I can talk to you about anything, and you will give me your honest, well-balanced advice and perspective. I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate what you have to say. I love our life together. I love our life together. I love watching your mind work and caring for our houseplants or winning a game many times. I love seeing you smile. I love how detailed you can be. Way more than me. I love your playfulness. And you know how to stir me up so much. So here on the top of the world, I love you, Minh. You make my life better and brighter. And I vow I will do everything in my power to cultivate a happy life with you. You know how to live in the moment so well, and I would love to spend my future moments with you. Minh, would you please take me as your wifey?
Amazing.
Thanks.
All right.
Just put those back.
No worries.
Oh, yeah, pockets, okay. Oh,
All
cheers.
right, so with that, as a symbol of your marriage and of those beautiful vows that you've both just shared, you're going to exchange wedding bands. So, where do we have them? Oh, look at that. Love it. So if you'd like to take the rings out of the box and hand the box back.
We got it.
Cool.
Oh, okay, don't drop it, don't drop it. Oh.
All right. Woo. Right, so as many celebrant before me has said, your wedding rings as this perfect circle are made to represent eternal love with no beginning and no end. And that is a very beautiful sentiment, but I think you can think even simpler, because after all, they are just a ring, and when you look at them, just think simply, they are there to remind you to be grateful for everything that you have. You have an incredible best friend standing in front of you here today to become your husband and your wife. You have loving families behind you to support you through the rest of your lives, and you have the rest of your lives to spend making the absolute most of every day that you have with them. So with that in mind, men, would you please take Mary's hand and repeat after me? With this ring, I bind my life to yours.
I bind my life to yours.
As your lover, best friend and husband.
As your lover, best friend and husband.
From this day.
From this day.
And for the rest of my days.
And for the rest of my days.
Well done, mate. You may put the ring on her finger.
Good job.
The cold helps. That's good, eh? All right, Mary, please take Min's hand and repeat after me.
The left, right?
You know which one you're going for?
I think so. Okay.
All right. With this ring,
With this ring,
I bind my life to yours.
I bind my life to yours.
As your lover, best friend and wife.
As your lover, best friend, and wife.
From this day.
From this day.
And for the rest of my days.
And for the rest of my days.
Well done. You may put the ring on his finger. Yeah, that's the one. All right. All right. So take a moment and take a look at these wonderful people who are joining you here, and give your friends and family another wave and blow them a kiss through that live stream. Because you have shared your wedding vows, you have exchanged your rings, and to bring the ceremony to a close, I'm going to ask you both for a very big, very enthusiastic I do. But before I ask you for that final declaration of your love, I would like you to think about your future. What's clear to everyone in this moment is that your future is going to be full of adventure, lots of laughter, and lots of warm and fuzzy moments. There are going to be countless evening strolls together, nights spent over those board games, and slow dances around the kitchen. Men will no doubt keep picking fun at you, and you will no doubt do your best to pick fun back. There are awesome adventures, testing challenges, and plenty of big dreams to chase. And so long as you stay true to yourselves, there is no doubt in anyone's mind that you will do wonderful things. When the time comes to expand your own little family, whether that's with babies, fur babies, or plant babies, you have more than enough love between the two of you to make sure that everyone feels safe, strong, and confident, as you both do right now. And if I may lend one small piece of advice before sending you off into the world once more, whatever you do, never underestimate the power of your friends and family. As much as this marriage is about the two of you, don't forget that you also have these wonderful people behind you all the way. And so when times get tough, know that you're not alone, and let those around you lend a hand. So with love in your hearts and with your future in mind, I have just one last question for each of you. So, Minh Pert Tang, do you take this generous, thoughtful, loving woman, Mary Michelle Plaisted, to be your lovingly wedded wife, to love, honour and respect her as your equal, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
And do you, Mary Michelle Plaisted, take this kind, caring and quirky man, Minh Pert Tang, to be your lovingly wedded husband, to love, honour and respect him as your equal, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Well then, Mary and Minh, it is with great excitement that I may now pronounce you husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Pert Tang. Woo! You make case. All right. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Would you like to say anything to your friends and family while they're streaming? What do you reckon? A little hello.
We love you.
Thanks for tuning in. We we're really sorry you couldn't make it. Obviously, with what's going on in the world, this is our way of being able to share it with everyone.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll make sure they celebrate.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Now is when you prove how, you know. Don't hit the celebrant. Whoa! Woohoo!
Put your thumb over it, shake it up.
Shake it a little.
In this direction, in the direction of the one side.
Thumb up, put your thumb over. Oh! Oh shit.
Okay.
We're gonna drink the rest.
Yeah.
I'll just hold it.
Too many shots. Yeah, just waiting. I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow.
Oh yeah. No, we're good. We're good. Good job. Not too much shading.
That's right, yeah.
You knew you were a man.
Right, cheers everyone.
All right, yeah. One more time, let's give it up for Mr. and Mrs. Pert Tang. Woo!